Our next topic of discussion is how to break your main program into small subtasks and how to create methods for each subtask. When your program is getting so large, then its logic will be most probably complicated, difficult to understand, and difficult to manage. Not only that, also you will notice that some parts of your program are repeated and doing the same tasks. In this case, you divide your program, which is the main task, into small subtasks and create static methods to achieve or accomplish each task. After that, invoke or call these methods from your main method. These methods not only simplifies the logic of your program, also they will reduce number of errors that might occur in the logic of your program. Why? Because if you have an error, and let's say in one of the tasks, then there is no need to check the logic of the other tasks. But imagine you have very large program and you have an error in that program, then you have to check the whole program to see where is the problem. Therefore, writing methods for each subtask of the main task makes the logic of the main task easy to understand and also will avoid writing repeated code. For an example, suppose that we would like to find the maximum between 10 and 20, and also separately we would like to find the maximum between 30 and 45. So these are two tasks to accomplish. First, we need to find the maximum between 10 and 20 and between 30 and 45. If we try to solve this problem into one main task in one main program, this is the result that we are getting. First, we check for the first number against the second number. If A is greater than B, then we will say that the maximum is A. Otherwise, we will say that the maximum is B. And at the same time, for the other two numbers, we will check also if A is greater than B, we print that the maximum is A, and otherwise the maximum is B. So as you notice that in this main program, we have repeated code. So the same logic is repeated. So that's why makes the code or parts of the code repeated. Now the solution is that this repeated code, just put it inside a method and then give it a name. And then anytime you need it, just simply invoke it or call it by its name. And this is what we have done here. So this code, the logic, is put inside a method and we call this method maximum. And since the logic of the program or the logic of the if statement and else is working on two numbers A and B, then supply A and B as parameters. And in this case, we are calling them N and M. So if N is greater than M, then this method will retain N as the maximum. Otherwise, it will retain M as the maximum. And in your main program, simply call this method if you want to use it. So for the first two numbers, you don't need to check for the logic because this is the job of the method. Simply supply A and B as input parameters to max, and max will give you the maximum. And in your main program, you just simply display the maximum between A and B. And if you want to find the maximum between 30 and 45, simply call the method again. And here, as you see, that you don't have any repeated code, but the same code is put into one place and it is used twice. And for the second two numbers, simply supply them as input parameters and the method will give you the maximum and your main program will print the result. Now imagine we have a logical error. For example, if the program is not printing correctly which number is larger, or in some situations not giving the right answer. Then for our first solution, which is this one, we need to check for the error in two different places. So we have to check the logic of the error in this code, and if we correct it, then we have to check it also in the other code. However, if you distribute this code and you put it inside one place, and you found that your program is giving wrong answers, then you don't need to check your main program. Simply you go to the code for main method and try to find where is the error. So this is why when we say that if you break your main task into subtasks and create a method for each task, it will reduce number of errors occur in your program, and also it will make it easy for you to spot the errors.